of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call to the public. Tom, I have you.
Yes.
Want to talk now or later?
No, I'll do it right now because you guys just need good news. I know this is economic, but I'm going to give you some good health news. I don't know why I'm the only one that that comes in here and gives you this great news every month. But do you know that right now that we have in Shiawassee County, we don't have a pandemic, we don't have nothing. But everyone in the state thinks that there's a COVID pandemic in Shiawassee County right now. WLNS, WNEM, ABC 12 are running these stories on how churches have it and people in Walmart have it. And the last I knew, we had 7 people out of 67,000 people that had it. And the good news on that is 2 of them were from Harper's. And according to the Ingham County Health Director that I just talked to, she didn't want to give me the good news, but I forced it out of her. Nobody got sick. 170 some people, no one went to the hospital. Can you believe that? But for weeks, our health departments, our local medias, our local newspapers told you every day these people were dying and you all were going to die. But all these people at Harper's, in fact, we got one lodged in our jail right now because last Thursday he had to come before the judge because he was out on felony bond. He beat up a girl at Harper's, and then he claimed he had COVID. But when it was all said and done, the 2 weeks went by and he wasn't sick. So Stuart says, "You're in." But so the good news is this county is doing wonderful. The 2 people that had it, that came in, that went to the church, big deal. We have people every day that come into this town. They were outdoors. They never went inside the church. They bothered nobody. But they were the church was the first business in this county that was humiliated online. The restaurants, the stores, nobody's been named. I believe it was an intentional attack against a religious body. I talked to their pastor. Their pastor says that they talked to the health department. It was an attack against a religious body. So what happens the next day after I write a story and we had 35 or 40,000 reads, we find out somebody at Walmart finally caught it. Well, by golly, they've been catching it at Walmart and every other place. But now we're going to start telling all of the state how bad it is here in Shiawassee County. I'm in marketing. I have to sell this community. I have to sell it to people come here, go to school, get jobs, and live. And every day I have people tell me I'm full of crap online, that my numbers aren't right, and my numbers are coming from the health departments. But they tell me I'm not right because I'm not writing it the way the health department is. Instead of them saying that we have 67,000 people who are clean, we had another 20 people that caught it. Well, how many got better? 19. Well, okay. How many are in the hospital? None. How many people we got here? 67,000. So all I'm saying is this. From a marketing standpoint, for us to get businesses to reopen, businesses to come back, the truth has to be put out in a truthful manner and no more hype on how bad this is for our community. It's nonsense. 3,000 people is the latest number I was given that were tracked from my brother's barbershop. 3,000. You know how many caught COVID? Oh, you would have heard it. The health department would have wrote that up in a heartbeat if they could have found one. Nobody. So, ladies and gentlemen, the good news is we don't have a pandemic here. We didn't have a wave. We didn't have a ripple. We have, the last I knew, because they're not giving us our numbers every day anymore. The numbers are too good. They don't want the public to know every day that we're down to 777. So on Wednesdays, we get a number, and it's 7. But all the rest of the week is put out how bad it is in the Shiawassee County. I'm asking for numbers daily again. I want to see those numbers daily so I can give it to our people in our community on what it really is true. And not that two people came from Clinton County, they had COVID and they sat outside of a church and you might have gotten infected. Come on, people. We should be celebrating. We should be advertising that Shiawassee County is a great place to come and live, great place to build a business, a great place to work, and you don't have to be scared. That's it.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, you know, I get enthused over good news. And the good news is there's no bad news to tell you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, at this time, does anyone else like to speak? If not, Pete, you're up, community development.
Which one am I up for? Monthly reports or?
Yeah, monthly reports.
Monthly reports.
Yep.
Okay. I'll pass out here. 41 code enforcement. We have our new staff in place and we're getting back to our averages of inspection. Zoning permits 26, building permits 44. We're active right now. So we have 2 inspectors that are essentially spending 4 days a week in the field just covering building inspections. So this lapse of receiving building permits is over and we're pretty darn busy.
Good deal. Good deal. Any questions for Pete on enforcement or, yeah, Gary?
How's the solar project going, the inspections and everything?
Yeah, we're going out there at least twice a week, mostly just to verify third-party engineer documents and such concerning the piles. They are attaching the panels now in certain quadrants there. The other reason that we're out there is because we received a number of complaints from Venice Township, or they had received complaints at Venice Township. They had passed it along to us, so we're being out there so that we can have more of a presence. We're still performing an inspection, but we're also making sure that people aren't running across other people's fields and there's not metal-bladed excavators on the roadway and such. So.
I just had a couple complaints, people driving kind of fast. Can't be out there all the time, you know.
Well, and we can't do anything about anybody driving fast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but the general manager there of the project will be happy to give you his telephone number. He will be happy to receive calls, and he'll be happy to get on anybody that's working in his crew that's doing anything that would not be appropriate.
I know the speed limit is 55, but
Yeah, sometimes they go fast.
Yeah. Thanks.
With that, any other questions? Pete, why don't you, I'll entertain a motion. Agenda item, we have A. I need a motion to approve the community development fee schedule resolution as presented.
Or
There's a motion? Need a motion. That's a
so moved.
So moved. Support. Pete, give us
Thank
the
you.
logo.
Well, as I came to you a couple months ago or a month ago and talked about the fee schedule, I know I like to burden you folks with a lot of paper, but I always provide you that back sheet that kind of gives you a synopsis. So we did an evaluation of what was going on in and around us, and so we came up with the resolution based on coming pretty darn close to the averages that we see around us and with the state. So if you go to the last page, we have a residential example and we have a commercial example.
Is that page 15?
Yes, page 15 of the building permit plan review fee schedule comparison. Everybody on the same page? Okay. So the idea is that currently, say for the 2,000 square foot building, residential building, currently we charge $1,090. The average was $1,335, and if we use the new fee schedule, our total building permit fee would be $1,211. So we're falling between our current and our average. Trying to apply that evenly with the same $7 per thousand of valuation over 100,000. We applied it to over 500,000 for the commercial, which is very typical. You'll see throughout your comparison. The current we would receive is about 3,800. The average is 4,200. We're coming in about 4,300. but we're very consistent with the same language under residential as we would be under commercial, which gives us validity and which brings us into essentially close to the average of others.
Okay, so we're looking at for increased revenue then. How many does this mean under example one? On average, how many residential permits are we looking at here?
This is going to be additions, this is going to be porches. I can get those numbers, and I hesitate to give you, what kind of revenue this will generate, because we don't know what the ebbs and flows of the season will be. But this at least gets us in the same footing with others. We've always had concerns, and this county never referenced the table which the state uses and everybody else. Once we reference that state document, it gives us more validity as what we're going off of. We have essentially been charging $16 less a square foot for valuation than the state has been doing and others have been doing.
If you could, just when you have a chance, maybe like in the last year, what the number was, or last 2 years.
The
what the
number of
average
building
is.
permits.
Yeah, for residential and then also for commercial.
Okay.
Any other questions for Pete? Pete, do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, just to add that the building fund is a self-sustaining fund. The building department, the county cannot make a lot of money and hold a fund balance that is not able to, say, operate the department for 18 months without building permits, something to that effect. The county has, and we're very cognizant of this, the county many years ago was gigged on this and reduced their fees by 10% for several years. I came back after the fall in the economy and asked that that be reinstated because we were essentially going broke. If this shows that we're going to have our fund balance out of whack, we won't know probably till about 2 or 3 years. We'll adjust at that time. So we won't get into that kind of trouble again where the building department alone has $700,000 in the bank.
So be in the black, okay.
Well, we will have to keep in the black. We're not going to take into the red.
Okay. Anything else for Pete? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the resolution establishing the voluntary property assessed clean energy program, PACE.
So moved. Support.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. Yes.
If I might add, Justin Horvath will be here on Thursday for the public hearing on this. It's a voluntary program for people to divert some of their, or to add to their funding so that they can make energy improvements on a building and finance it through their taxes. He'll explain all of it, how it works, but it's completely voluntary. It's an added economic development tool, and he's going to bring a couple business owners, I believe, to talk about it during the public hearing.
Okay. On Thursday.
On Thursday.
On Thursday.
It'll be the first thing that's on the agenda after the opening.
Okay. Okay, and any other discussion on this topic? We'll hear a lot of discussion on Thursday. If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved. Item number 6, call to the public.
I got one thing, good news, some more good news. I was out and did a story in the solar farm this week. And the good news is, they've got almost 300 people working right now. What they need is they need more help. They're finding that people here aren't working as hard or want to work like they have in other communities. So they're having a job fair, and they're trying to get more people come out. They need electricians, they need service people, they need all kinds of things. But that, unless you go out there and drive for 4 miles and see nothing but all this thing going, it is the most coolest looking thing ever. So that's just to let you know that 300 jobs right now, and they need more people. So.
Thanks, Tom. Anyone else at this time? Yes, Tony.
Yeah, I got Tom's point very well there about the COVID. And I know some of you don't believe in it. There's a reason Michigan and New York have had the least cases over the last few months because of the things that the two governors have done. And I haven't never seen no business attacked in this county. But if I go to Walmart, I want to know if somebody there had it. I'll stay away for a couple of weeks and make sure nobody else has got it. The people that were at that church, there's 1,000 people there, they have the right to know that. I'm glad and hope that that is the only two that had it and nobody else gets it. I hope that. But it is no attack on the church that I seen. I read the articles in the paper about it. That and Walmart. I seen no attacks. And I guess if you want the numbers in the paper every day, Larry can do that. But I mean, once a week, I look at the thing, same thing Tom does every week. 7 people, yeah. That's 7 too many in our county. But as we've seen in Florida, Texas, California, that can double in a hurry. A big hurry. As we've seen over in Harper's and Lansing. You know. Maybe none of them were hospitalized, but there was some of them sick. You know, when they stay home for the 2 weeks or 21 days, whatever it takes. So, no, I'm glad our health department lets us know what's going on. We need to be aware of everything. And I don't think Larry's looking to attack anybody. He don't want to close businesses down. I go to the ones that practice the safe thing. Hell, I've been in a restaurant, BJ's. They let you in, they spread you apart. Enough people in there, they lock the door, they make you stay outside. You know, been into, what the heck is the one, up north, we went into one big store there, Menards. They wouldn't even let you in without a mask. And if you want, they sell them there for $1, you can get one. So I mean, I don't think there is no attack, you know, and I don't think we should take this lightly either. You know, and our businesses, I hope they can open up and I hope they can stay open. But I don't want to see an uptrend in this and people do get sick. We've had what? 8 deaths, 9 deaths? I don't want to see any more people in Shiawassee County die whether they're sick or not. And the COVID adds to it. So I think we just need to still take it serious.
Thanks, Tony. Any other discussion? Jeremy?
Yeah, I have a discussion. I need Tony again. I got some stuff on GIS that we'll discuss on Wednesday.
Okay.
But we have a number of people or municipalities, school districts and that are interested in access to GIS or parcel information, and they want it either complimentary or at a reduced price. So I think we need to, can you give us some like what they're charging, you know, what is their average for businesses, what's for other municipalities, is it free usually to other municipalities, what's the reduced rate? That way we can kind of set something up. I mean, I don't want to see us give everything for free, but, you know.
I can check with some counties, other counties too, because like there's one school district, Chastain School District, they're in the northern part of our county, and they just want the parcel maps for that area because of their bus routes and stuff like that. That's what they're looking for. And then we got another company they're doing it's a non-profit, and they want access to it, but the thing that they're gonna do, I can't remember exactly what it is. Ken's supposed to give me more information on it, but it's information that us as a county can use, and they'll give us that back for free, you know.
Because I know we have a fee schedule, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just need to, as a board, decide what we want to do for, I think Genesee County had a request in for all of our townships up the border. Perry had a few requests, so we just want to make sure we can get it out to, and see what we want to do, if anything. So
Yeah,
it's been, we probably got these requests probably pre-COVID, so
Yeah.
we probably ought to start looking at it and see what we want to do and how we want to set up a structure for
Oh, yeah.
municipalities or partners in the county.
Because I think,
Genesee County probably ought to have that.
yeah, because I think Owasso asked for some information.
Yeah,
They
Owasso
get,
wants
they've
some too.
given us a lot of information from their parcel maps too, you know, they've given us a lot of stuff, you know, we work pretty good with them. You know, but it's like I say, we can't keep just giving everything away, because we do got a cost on this, you know, so. But I'll have Jenna get the information all together, and I'll get it to Brian, and then he can get it in your packs,
Yep.
and you can see what it is.
And we'll discuss it more on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Jeremy. Anything else? If not, meeting adjourned.
Is there any chance we could have something?
Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call the public. At this time.
What's our good news?
Yeah.
The garden is great. Dan and Dan, his dad, are doing a great. If you guys get a chance, get up there and take a look at it. I'm sorry, you asked for good news. I'm telling you, that is, and with their,
I like food. I know. It is fun.
I was up there today.
Okay, thank you. Agenda items. I need a motion to ratify the county coordinator contract as negotiated and executed.
So moved.
There's a motion
Support.
and a second. Discussion. Just a discussion. It's basically the same agreement that we had for the previous county administrator. It's theoretically part-time, but I know that the county coordinator at times spends more than the average time, and so on and so forth. There is a covenant in there that if we're so satisfied as a board with his activities through the end of this year, we certainly will entertain the prospect of making it full-time, depending on budgetary and the wishes of the board of commissioners. So, did I cover everything? Any, yeah, Gary?
Yeah, I've been through here, several coordinators, and, so far he's done a bang-up job. I appreciate it very much,
Thank
I
you.
seem to find out more what's going on than I did before, so.
The weekly
I really
update,
like that.
really, the weekly update kind of keeps you in
Yeah.
touch. This summer, I know a lot of us have
Thank
not
you.
done too much, or been many places, and, yeah, you get to hear some stuff about it.
I just don't want to go anyplace else, just stay here.
I plan on staying.
Yeah.
We do,
Thanks.
we do have some things on, law school, that'll be different.
Yeah.
We know Dr. Boggs is completing his law degree.
I see that, and I agree, so.
Yeah, that's one of those things where we're gonna give him the opportunity. He usually has 1 week,
Yep.
that he needs to go out of town for, so, that we're gonna certainly allow, because it betters him and it betters him for the job, so.
Yeah.
We'll definitely need that law degree.
Thank you.
Yeah, professional requirements take that, so. Any other discussion?
Well, I think that it'd be better though.
That's right.
If not, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Item B, I need a motion to conditionally extend the Michigan Work Share Program dependent upon additional state or federal supplemental funding.
So moved.
Support.
There's a motion and a second. Dr. Boggs, would you want to give us a little brief of what?
Yep.
Yep.
So our plan at this time, right now, the Workshare program ends the last week of July. If the federal government or the state does not extend it, my recommendation at this time is everyone return to work, I think on the 27th, whatever that Monday is. However, I feel that they are going to extend the supplemental program in one form or another. And that would happen between this meeting of the commissioners and the August set of meetings. And so I'd like permission to pursue it if they extend it. And if they extend it, then we could, I can meet with the unions to get an extension on the letter. We can continue on with the Workshare program further. They have not made a decision yet, but I'm sure they will be right before the end of the month. There's talk that it will go from 600 to a lower number. Currently, as of last week and our pay period, we have saved $72,689,000. So that is a little less than what we budgeted, but that's slightly over a month. There were some people that were not able to participate in the Workshare program, such as 911, because of the limited number of operators that they have, and they have 2 in training to replace that. So hopefully we will be able to add some of these other units as we move forward. I know the 3 individuals who were not included in this in one particular department will have their time in early August, and they can be added to the program, etc. So that's what I'm looking for at this time. It has been a good budgetary savings for us.
Also, too, is we're not really sure exactly what they're going to do. I mean, might be more, might be less,
That's
or
right.
not at all.
That's right.
Yeah, so we don't. But we would be ready for this.
Yes.
Any questions for Ryan? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Item C, I need a motion to approve the coordinator's budget memo and budget timeline as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Motion is second. Brian, do you want to run through that?
Yeah, so we're beginning to plan for the 2021 fiscal year, and it's time to start working with the department heads. We're asking them to put together their budget based on the 2020 numbers and then deduct 15%. So our budget is about $14.5 million. 15% would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $2.5 million. So we're looking to make some reductions. Our MERS payments are $300 and some thousand a month, and with the actuary study that has recently come in, they're going to be going up $50,000 a month beginning January 1. So we're going to have to adjust for those compensations. We also feel that there's going to be a loss of revenue in general from revenue sharing, which makes up $1.2, $1.3 million of our budget, which will go down. So we're trying to budget accordingly, asking people to make reductions. As we get closer into this time frame, we'll know more about what the numbers should be. You know, I've asked the departments to prepare this budget, keeping in mind it is only a budget draft at this time. And then we will start meeting in July with departments and into August with each individual department to talk about their budget. I plan to have a final budget approved by the commissioners by November. I would like to have it done sooner than later this particular year.
Yeah, thank you. Just keep in mind too, that there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. We're having a lot of look at our health insurance. Also, we're really into revamping our retirement system and so on and so forth. So we're hoping that those two activities will reap us a few less dollars in expense. So on and so forth. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Anyone? Jeremy?
Hopefully the department heads take a serious look at the 15% reduction. That will be, it's not a choice. That's an automatic. So if it's not made, Dr. Boggs will get creative and we will adjust accordingly. So don't show up to your budget meeting saying, I didn't know where to cut. I don't have room to cut. That will be a quick budget meeting.
Any other discussion on this topic at this time? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, another call to the public. Anyone like to speak at this time? If not, meeting adjourned.